thingy.
Oh, is it having trouble loading in?
Well as downloading some 15,000 updates or whatever it usually does.
Yeah.
But I'm in. I made it.
You have to question, like, why does Discord even need that many updates? I think it's gotten too big for its britches. It's doing way too many things it doesn't need to do, and now it's not even doing the thing it's supposed to do very well.
It's never better. Oh, look,
I
I
know.
downloaded 20 new updates. It's exactly the same or worse.
Yeah, like, Discord was, like, really, really good when it first started doing its thing. And I can maybe count 5 things that it's ever added in its system that's been an improvement. And everything else since then has just been a downgrade.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, well. We shall live with it. I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh. How you doing?
I am doing. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm at the office. I decided not to drive, not to start in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna stick to the office and do the show from here.
Okay, well, let's pull this train on into the station. Welcome to Game Central Junction, everyone. As always, I am your host, The Metal, and joining me is my co-host, Marsupial Gamer. We got a lot to talk about. There was a Nintendo partner showcase or direct or whatever earlier today. A few other side straggling bits of information and every tangent we could ever possibly come up with. So relax, tune in, get your friends in here. The more people watching, the better, and we'll have a good time. Did you happen to catch the showcase at all?
Oh no, I didn't even know there was one.
No, it was earlier today.
I could watch it now.
Yeah.
All right. This was like a PlayStation showcase?
No, it was Nintendo partner showcase.
Oh, like a direct kind of a thing?
Yes, it was a direct.
Oh, I really didn't know about that.
Yeah, normally you're on
Is that
top
one
of
I-
these things, you know? Don't you look at your Nintendo news app?
No, I don't. Sorry. About that?
It's okay, I didn't get a chance to look at it through my Nintendo news app either. My brother told me, like, before I even went to bed, because he's always just so excited. He's like, video game news. I need to send it to him. He talks about video game news half the time before I've seen the thing that he sends me. But, I always thank him anyways. Like, well, you could have saved me some time, so thank you.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Yeah. What's up?
So what's happening?
A lot of things are happening. I don't know. I thought you were looking for it or whatever. I don't know. Are you on your phone or are you on your computer?
I'm on my computer using my AirPod.
Oh, okay.
I have to remember to turn towards the microphone, I suppose.
No. It's just hard to tell whether you were just like at the office on your phone or on the computer because you're using the same microphone you probably would have used otherwise.
No, I'm
Okay.
I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the office. Stable, steady cam. Where is my phone anyway? Oh, okay.
I don't know. There's like a giant Switch 2 behind you.
I don't remember why that's the case, but anyway.
Okay.
Yep. I'm on my computer, but the problem is I really don't want to run it through. Well, anyway, I'm running it through my phone's internet.
Oh, okay.
Is it bad? Should be fine.
No, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, I was just... normally, you said we could watch it now, and I thought you were going to pull up the direct or something.
Oh, I see.
And that's why I'm
Well,
like, kind of like...
you watched.
Oh.
Waiting for me to do something.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say something. Let's see here.
Well, if we were going to watch it, I didn't want to just, like, spoil the direct for you. We could watch it right now, you know?
Yeah. Let me just see. Turn that a little bit. Can you not? What? Hold on.
I mean, otherwise I could just like tell you what was in it.
Why don't you just tell me what was in it?
Yeah.
Let's do this one. Let's just start with this one
Okay.
and see how it goes.
Oh, you know, I didn't even start this stage. Let me do that while we're. Not that it
What?
matters. It just kind of like lets people know that the thing is going, but. In Discord, I mean, the stream's been running.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Everyone's
ready?
actually. Never mind. It says the event's active. I think it was just having issues. Whatever. Let's go.
All right, let's go. What do you think this is going to be? Oh, there we go.
This looks not familiar at all. I can't tell what this is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bunch of weird
Something
goat
about
people.
Mario. Oh, right, it's Goat Simulator. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's
Not a fan of the goat people.
Well, there's only 2 of them, so you don't have to worry too much.
Yeah. But I was kind of surprised to see this in the partner showcase, and then I remembered, oh yeah, that's because Koei Tecmo is actually doing the development on it.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we're talking about
Nintendo IP.
Yeah, it's
The partner showcase.
Hyrule Warriors. I forget the actual subtitle for this.
Age of Imprisonment.
Imprisonment. Okay, you got to follow the age naming convention that Calamity put out, right?
What's next? Age of Apocalypse.
Age of something new. Getting away from this because we're not in the Breath of the Wild universe anymore, so we can get on to Age of something else.
Don't they know? Don't they know that this is supposed to be a trilogy? Come on. What's this? Oh.
Mecha.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, there was a mech sort of thing.
Oh yeah. In the
in the game.
Was it the Spirit Temple? I can't remember which place. Yeah, it was down there.
But that looked more like a human size. I mean, that was a huge one, and that one that they just showed, was more of a human size one.
To me, you know, actually, that wasn't the least interesting. That was the second least interesting thing to me on the Direct. A, because I already knew about it, right? Like, they already announced it. And B, like, as much as I thought, like, a trilogy would have been a better way to finish off the story for that, I'm just already done with, like, the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, like, little mini timeline thing that I was ready to move on to something else. I think I told you too, like, I'm ready for this game to come out, so when Koei Tecmo makes another Hyrule Warriors game, it can be like the first one and not linked to Breath of the Wild in any way.
Well, I guess we'll see what we see.
Yeah. Turns out, it's like, no, that's all Koei Tecmo's going to do from now on. It's like they're going to continue that timeline just only through the Warriors games. Like, great. Now I'm never going to get a Hyrule Warriors game I want again.
Yeah. Sorry. It's all
Yep.
over. No more for you.
It is what it is. I really liked the first one. And I also want to know, like, what more were we going to see of, like, the original characters from the first Hyrule Warriors? Like, the characters that only exist in that game. Am I never going to get to see Linkle again now?
Of course not. What, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Linkle. Gotta give Linkle a rest.
No, we need more Linkle. We need a Linkle in time.
Yeah. That would be perfect indeed.
Yeah. Hey, Fischoso. There was another game that, like, if we're just gonna look at individual trailers and not the whole direct, we could skip this one. And that was the already established Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was in there, which is a Dragon Ball fighting game that neither of us have any interest in. I don't think most of the people who watch us would have any interest in it anyway. It's one of those things that, like, if you enjoy playing a Dragon Ball fighting game, you'll probably enjoy it. But most Dragon Ball fighting games are roughly the same, and there's no point in playing, like, maybe every fifth one. You know?
Yeah.
So if you haven't played them in many years, this might be the one for you, but that's about it. I have no interest in it. I used to play them when I was younger, but it's like, I only really had fun playing them with my brothers and closest friends. I don't want to play random people online in a Dragon Ball fighting game. That just sounds awful. I don't care if I win. I won't be happy winning.
Yeah. Well, what else was there here? Let's see.
Quite a few different things, but probably the most important, there were 2 Square Enix announcements. Like I told you, I kind of prompted you ahead of time that we actually have something positive we could say about Square Enix for once in a while.
Oh, I see. I see one.
Yeah. Which one do you see first? Is it Octopath Traveler O?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. That's the slightly less interesting one to me, but obviously I'm still interested because I love Octopath Traveler. I've played all 3 Octopath Traveler games, so I didn't finish one of them. I don't even know if you can finish it. I should probably go back and check. But there were 2 console games and a gacha game, like a mobile Octopath. Loved them. And this one actually looks like it has a lot to do with that mobile game. Which was called Octopath Travelers Champions of the Continent. And what I saw in the trailer, it almost looked like you had your whole crew with you this time, even if you only had 4 people in the front row, which is very similar to how Champions of the Continent plays, where you actually have 8 people in your team. You can only use 4 people at a time, but you could basically pair people up so you could switch between them. So you could, like how you've been playing Paper Mario recently, right? And how you can expend a turn to switch out your partner, right? Mm-hmm. That's how it worked in Champions of the Continent. Between the 2 people that shared a slot, you could use their turn to switch between them. And it kind of looked like this was the case. And that would be exciting for me. I liked that about Champions of the Continent, and I like the idea that instead of having to go to the tavern and swapping between your party, that having all 8 people in your party at all times would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be nice. It's kind of a pain in the ass that you have to... Although, I guess there is a badge, you said, that you can get in Paper Mario, at least.
Oh, like a quick swap.
Swap partners without losing your turn or whatever.
There's a quick swap badge, which is great. It costs a lot of badge points, but it's worth it in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
But, in Octopath, the way it works, because it is... Octopath is built like you are playing through a tabletop game, right? Like a tabletop role-playing game. It's got, like... I don't want to say open world exploration. It is kind of an open world, but it's zone-based exploration. The best that you can do for a game that's kind of like this pop-up book world. But it's very similar to Paper Mario in that way. I've actually always compared Octopath Traveler to being Square's Paper Mario game, which I guess is also funny because Square made the predecessor to Paper Mario. But anyway, the way the game works is like you're running around. You've got a team of 4 people out of 8. You have to go and pick everybody up. You can go to a tavern in town to switch who's in your party. But as you're running around, you'll have random encounters and everything, but all the people will have kind of like out of combat abilities that they can use too, which gives it a little bit more of a tabletop-y feel. So you could go up to people, you could try to steal from them, which will give you like a percentage chance of success based on your level compared to their level, or you can barter with them so you could get the same stuff you would have stole, but for just a flat price. You don't have to worry about a chance of success and ruining your reputation, and pretty much every single of the 8 characters has one of 4 mechanisms, and one of them will have like a guaranteed success, but you have to like be at a certain level or have a certain amount of money. The other one will have like a chance of success and could hurt your reputation. So you can kind of like gamble and play around with the way that you want to do it. And you can either get items from people, you can get information from people, you can guide people, which kind of brings them around as another party member, sort of like a partner to the team, and they'll attack when the person who guides them attacks. Or you can battle people, which is cool. You can either battle them in combat with Ulbrich or Honnet's Tiger Lind in the first one, because she's like a Beastmaster, and they mirror. So all those things are in the second one too. This, I think, a lot of people are calling it Octopath Traveler 0. I think that's an O, and I think it stands for Origin. Because the way the trailer pops up, it seems like this is an older story that's talking about like how the continent, how the world came to be in the first place, and maybe the first heroes in that world. So I'm kind of excited for it. Best news, it's on both Switch and Switch 2. Though at this point, I think I'd probably rather play it on PC. I don't know. But of the two, I think I'd rather take the sacrifice and just get it on Switch, because there is some bad news attached to it.
Okay.
Unlike a lot of games, there will be no upgrade path for the Switch 1 game to the Switch 2 at all. Square's been kind of weird about this right now. Like the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake doesn't have, or didn't have, an upgrade path. I don't know if it still does. I have a story about that. Maybe it does. But they said they weren't going to upgrade that. This one, they outright said there will be no path for upgrading, free or paid. Maybe that'll change in a few years, but they said that they have no plans for it to change in the future. And of the two, technically, the Switch 1 version is the only one that actually comes with a physical copy of the game. Because the Switch 2 version is a game card, or like a key card.
Okay.
Yeah, so only the Switch 1 version will have the actual data for the game on the cartridge. So I can't really count these game key cards as physical versions of games at all, because there's nothing on the cartridge. And I would probably recommend just playing the technically inferior version of the game, or buying it digitally. Like, don't even waste the key card. If you want it on Switch 2, just buy a digital copy of the game.
Yeah. That's weird. Why? Oh, yeah. That's just dumb. Sounds dumb to me.
Yeah, and I think that's also probably why they don't want there to be any upgrade path, because they're going with the game key card option. And a lot of companies are just trying to get away from physical as best as they can. So it's like they kind of almost have to have a physical copy for the Switch 1. And then if they let you upgrade it, then you technically also have a physical copy for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
They are being prudent about it, though. That's why they put out that that warning. It was actually one of the devs over at Square, one of the producer specifically, was warning, like, make sure you buy the version of the game that you want, because you won't be able to upgrade it.
Yeah, I guess that's smart.
Yeah. I don't know if we have to watch a trailer for that one unless you want to. I think Octopath is a pretty established series at this point, that most people know what it looks like, knows how it plays. When I watched the trailer, there wasn't anything particularly special about it. It looks the same as all the previous games. It's more of like setting up the lore of that game specifically. So it's kind of a trailer more for people who already like Octopath.
Yeah.
The other game they announced, though, I definitely do want us to watch the trailer for. Before we get to that, I do want to answer Fish Shows out a question. Why aren't there Superman games in the same vein as Dragon Ball Z? I don't know. I could see a good Superman game in the same vein as like the Legacy of Goku, right? Or any of the games that focus on Goku himself. For like most Dragon Ball Z games are fighting games though, and like a Justice League game would be better for that because unless it's just going to be strictly the super family, you don't have enough good guys on Superman's side to make an interesting fighting game with him by himself, right? Like you have maybe Supergirl, you put like Steel in there too. There's a few. There's more than enough bad guys to make a game like that interesting.
I mean, there's like Justice League fighting games and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I wish they would make them more like these, like anime fighters, or even like the 3D Dragon Ball fighters, because like the Justice League fighting games, like Injustice, or the first one was Mortal Kombat versus DC, are awful, and that's because they're stuck at NetherRealm Studios, who Warner Brothers owns. That's why they go to them every time. And the Mortal Kombat fighting game style, one, isn't particularly good. That's not, people don't go to Mortal Kombat for how good the mechanics are. They go for how bloody the game is. And also you get attached to the lore and the characters over time. So it's not really good for a superhero fighting game. Like Injustice is not a particularly good fighting game at all. So I wish they would open up to it. It's just Warner Brothers owns DC, and they stick to most of their own studios, and for the most part, they don't make good games. They need to license it out. That's what they need to do. While the license for Dragon Ball is technically owned by Shonen Jump, like Jump Magazine, and partially by Toei. They both have stake in Dragon Ball as a property, and the Toriyama family. And the person who, or the company who owns the video game license, because they have a deal with Jump Magazine and Toei Studios for almost everything under Jump, is Bandai Namco. And, you know, they don't make most of these games themselves, so they license somebody else like Dimps to do it. So there's a lot more freedom under that title than exists for Superman. So yell at WB for being stupid. That's the real thing. Just tell WB they need to license out Superman games.
Clearly. Obviously they do.
Yeah. But he also says he doesn't, Fizz doesn't know anything about Octopath Traveler except for the name, so I guess if we want to watch the trailer, we can. It's up to you.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We certainly can. Let me just see if I can do it without...
Hey, I prompt you. It's a turn-based RPG. Very classic, very Final Fantasy.
It's in the, same, what do you call it? The same look as the, all the other 2D, HD 2D games.
In fact, these were the games that started the HD 2D look.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Octopath Traveler, we wouldn't have these other games.
Mm-hmm.
And even Square, I think they were saying the first one they didn't see as particularly successful. And I think it's because they were just looking at the gross sales. They only do like the low end of a couple to a few million. But for the amount of money put into it, they're really successful.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's too expensive, although...
And I think that's one of the reasons why they're branching out with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect music to come on for this. Let's get some Final Fantasy in here. Yeah, so this one too, it looks like you name the character and there's some options for it. So this one does have a player insert, player representative, whatever you want to call it, audience insert character in it. Compared to the previous ones, maybe you picked your class too. All the previous ones, you had these pre-made characters like the Stia here. There were 8 of them. All of them have a name that starts with one of the letters for Octopath, and that doesn't seem to be the case here, right? We even have like a Lorana.
Yeah.
And there's like town building in this one, which is kind of cool. That was something that was
that's
kind
cool.
of introduced in Champions of the Continent. And there was also a town that you kind of helped restore in the second Octopath. So it's stuff they've played around with before. They just have never gone to it. But see, 8 character battles.
Yeah. I
And
kind of like that idea.
yeah.
The rebuilding towns and stuff, or building.
Yeah,
towns.
yeah. It's got like some Actriser in it, right?
Yeah.
And as far as turn-based systems go, it's very limited on skills. In the previous games, pretty much all the skills were just attached to a job. So you didn't have like this extensive magic list. It's like this character will learn these specific magics as you level up the job. So it'll be like, there's a single target lightning, there's a AoE lightning, and then there's a double hit AoE lightning that a better class gets later, right? And it'll be like that for each element, where somebody will have the single, somebody will have the AoE, and then later there's like this stronger version. But it's cool because you're dealing with your limited resources to kind of like solve battles as a puzzle in a way. It still gives you that classic RPG feel, and it's got the initiative order system that you would be familiar with in a game like D&D or something, or like the tabletop game we played, or similar games to like the tactics games or Final Fantasy X specifically, instead of the ATB system Final Fantasy moved into for most of its history at a certain point.
Yeah.
It's very, very fun. Which I don't know if you've never played them, right?
I guess not, but I own Octopath Traveler 1.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you could borrow them because I have both of them physically.
For what?
For Switch? Yeah, I've got them both for Switch cartridges. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The Octopath Traveler 2 is currently sitting in my Switch.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can with the current Switch, you can lend it. Oh, I guess I'm thinking of digital. So you've got the physical.
No, this is a cartridge. Like, you can just put it in your system and it plays. The way games are supposed to work.
That's so backwards. I'm just kidding. Let me see here. Like, wait a minute, you could just hand it to me.
Yeah. I can lend you the game with my hand.
Yeah. No, I have full-fledged Octopath Traveler 1 on Steam, so I could actually play it on my Steam Deck. And I feel like maybe it's just been sitting. Yeah, I think it's just been sitting in my, my wish list on my Switch. Octopath Traveler 2. So I should probably play 1. And so
I do. You could play them irrespective of each other, even though they kind of take place in the same world. Their stories don't really touch at all. Like, I played through, I think, all of 2. I don't remember if I finished it. I should go back and check. But at no point did I cross over with any story from 1. I know I didn't do, like, the end game boss rush, like, true ending thing in 2, if there is one like that, like in 1. I don't know if that connects to that same extended storyline from the original, but you don't even have to touch them. You can play whichever one you want. I would still recommend playing 1 first, but also because I think it might actually be the better game.
All right. Well, it's like, especially this newer one, or well, I guess all of them, they have these like jobs, right? Different classes. You
There's
would
8.
think that as much as I love fantasy life, you'd think I would like Octopath Traveler. Different.
It was pretty easy to level the jobs too. But well, there's 12 jobs. There's 8 main ones because each character has their base job, and there's basically like a dual classing system where you can go and you can unlock the jobs freely, and every character can also have a second job, which is any of their friends' jobs. So like Ulbrich will always be a knight, but you can make him like a knight cleric if you want to kind of go like a paladin thing with him, right? But then there's also 4, or is it 4? Yeah, I think there's 4. There's like 4 bonus jobs in the game that you can pick up too. But you have to like fight bosses to unlock those.
That's cool.
Really fun.
Well, yeah.
I almost feel like I should probably start over on this channel. Because I didn't make it far in the last playthrough. Maybe I'll just do it for 2 because I never even touched 2. Should actually probably just stream through them. The only problem is they're long games, right? Which is great for a player, not so much for a streamer, because the minimum is 60 hours.
That's not so bad. I mean,
Yeah.
I have spent well over 100 hours on Fantasy Life.
Well, even my first playthrough of Octopath Traveler 1, I spent like 120 hours on it.
So wow, there's a new action RPG in this.
Yes, that's the one I want to talk about.
What's the word? Style.
Yes, the HD2D. There's an HD2D action RPG, which is called The Adventures of Elliot, I believe. And I am extremely excited for this one. This is like the curveball that came out of nowhere from Square.
Yeah.
This is the thing I could talk the most positive, because you expect Octopath Traveler to continue in some form. You expect them to maybe start making some remakes of their older games. You didn't expect out of nowhere an action RPG in this style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I want to say it's a Zelda-like.
A little different. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. If we want to pop that on screen.
I'm looking at the. Yeah.
It's definitely so. I was talking to my brother about this, and I think he incorrectly labeled this game, but I think it's coming from the same thought process or same desire as the original one. He said that it is kind of like a successor to the Mana series, right? Which obviously the Mana series is still going, but there's a lot of games that have like spiritual successors. I don't think it is at all. I don't even think the combat even is that similar, even though I think he saw some parts that reminded him of it. I think, though, it comes from the same place that the Mana series comes from, which was Square Enix, or Square actually just at the time. Enix was still off doing their own thing, wanted a competitor to the Zelda series. If anybody's ever played Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy Gaiden or Final Fantasy Adventure here in the States, it's very much a Zelda-like game, right? It's like if Final Fantasy existed in a top-down Zelda space. That's what I think they're doing here, right? I think this is a Zelda competitor, and even some of the stuff I see, despite the fact that it's Square, so it's always going to have like stats, it's always going to have like stat checks. The enemies have like HP bars instead of just like a hit point marker or something. Though your health looks more, they're teardrops, but they do look like hearts. So it is almost like a heart container system or something. This feels like a lot of, if you took ideas that they were playing around with Twilight Princess and stuff, but then brought it back to this classic, almost top-down adventure space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like you can do all kinds of different types of weapons and stuff.
Yeah. It feels very Zelda, not just like having these teardrops instead of hearts at the top, but also how like there's these 2 equipment markers on the side, so you have like your items and your ammo and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
And you got this fairy called, they're pronouncing it Fae. I think that's a weird way to pronounce what that is spelled. But I guess if you said it fast enough, it should probably say that anyway. Because it looks like it should be Fae. Which would still end with like an A sound. But, you know, it's a... What would you call 3 letters? It's technically, I guess, like a diphthong followed by a vowel. But if you were to put 3 together, would we just call it like a triphthong?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. There's probably a name for it because they exist. I could probably look it up. I'm not going to. Linguists have names for everything. But yeah, it's kind of got a lot of that vibe to it. It very much, they look like Zelda fights, but in this like HD 2D world, very Square Enix coded. But with Faye being this like independent creature that can fly around. I mean, having a fairy also feels very Zelda, but this independent creature flying around that can collect things, can attack on its own, kind of reminds me of an Enix game called Soul Blazer, where the main character was also a Zelda-like game in many ways, but the main character had like this orb that orbited it. Like there was an orbital around it at all times, this glowing orb, and the orbital would fire magic for you, which was a secondary skill to the game, like skill check of timing where the orbital is around you to make sure that it's lined up with the thing you want to shoot it at. But having like this secondary part of your character, that's what it reminds me of. So they're pulling a little bit from a lot of past, and that's what you like to see in games. You want them to learn from different sources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it finished.
Yep.
Where did that? It's difficult to start the streaming on a Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Complicated. Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that might be the game that I've seen this year that I'm the most excited about. Of like all games. Yeah.
Adventures of Elliot.
The Millennium Tales.
He looks like a red mage, but
yeah, he just got like a red mage vibe to him.
Yeah.
Fischoso's got a couple questions. He says, "Is Arma 3 a good game?" Yes. I'm not going to expand on that at all, but it is if you're into that type of stuff. It's probably one of the best games of its genre. And okay, well, I guess I can't expand on it if you're going to walk away. It's probably one of the best games of its genre, and it's highly supported when it comes to like content made by the community. So you can have a lot of fun playing Arma 3. He also asks, why has nobody made a game or movie about the Celtic pantheon? You're going to have to be specific about which Celtic pantheon. There's a bunch of Celtic people out there. Maybe you're thinking of either Scottish or Irish, who are also still two different groups of people with different stuff. But that's what most people think of when they think of Celtic people. But there's Gaelic Celts, there's Brythonic Celts, there are the mainland Celts too, right? Because they came from the mainland, which are often called Gauls by the Romans. There are a lot of different Celtic people. They're Celtic people all the way into like Czech, Irish. Okay. Yeah, there's not really a lot of games based on Irish stuff, though there's a lot of Irish influence specifically on The Legend of Zelda. Of games, it's probably the one that borrows from it the most, though Final Fantasy has borrowed from it quite a bit, and so has the Mana series. It's one of those like nebulous like mythologies or faith systems that has influenced a lot of stuff, but nobody's ever really directly made something off of it. Even D&D takes a lot from Celtic lore. But I do know like there's some indie people that have made some stuff. Some things for free. There's a dude on Newgrounds that made a game for Caholen that I think he literally just translates to Colin's Hound. It was pretty fun. It's side-scroller action game, feels very Castlevania-y. There's not much to it, though. I should check back and see if they made any progress on that. But as a guy who is very Irish himself, I would love absolutely to see people work with the Irish myths in storytelling more. That would be fun. But you do see bits and pieces of them everywhere. if you see tree people walking around, well, technically both Gallic and Brythonic uses that, but that comes from the British Isles. Tolkien didn't invent that. He invented the word for it, but he didn't invent that. Tree folk exists in like Celtic lore. Obviously, leprechauns too, right? Like we see those everywhere. There's tons of influence from Irish culture in all kinds of storytelling. But I would like to see some games that really focus on that.
Well, I stepped outside for a moment with my laptop.
Oh, okay. I also hope that the buffering isn't too bad. Apparently, we are having a bad day for this. I don't know if it's me or our internet. Sometimes, like,
I'm not using our internet at all.
No, you're not.
So, it's not my fault.
Yeah, part of it, I think, is it's specifically my computer, but also my issues with connecting to the network, right? And sometimes it's solved just from before going live or whatever, unplugging the adapter card and plugging it back in, you know? Not even the router, just the card on my computer.
Oh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
We've been having some odd issues because, like, the internet, yeah, the router seems to be fine, but, like, twice in the last week, I've had to completely unplug the television to basically do a hard reboot of the TV. Because it gets internet, it gets everything wirelessly. It's been freezing up. Like, last night I was watching something and it just kept freezing and freezing and freezing. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I unplugged it, plugged it back in, perfectly fine, 100%.
I don't know. It's weird because it seems like every device I have except for my phone. But it's not like the phone, because it tells you when it starts going on normal service. It's not like it's using the service to compensate or anything. It's still on the Wi-Fi. My phone, out of the devices, though, that I have, is probably just the one with the best wireless card, so it never has any issues.
Yeah.
But, like, I get issues with the PlayStation. I have to restart the PlayStation at least once a week just to fix wireless problems.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Anyway, did you have any other thoughts about Elliot?
No, but it does look intriguing. I like the fact that it has the sort of 2D, HD 2D, so kind of like Paper Mario.
It's got like a pop-up book, yeah.
But it does have some, it's not an RPG. Well, it's an action RPG. So
yeah.
Yeah, just like Zelda, like the original Zelda or Link to the Past.
Yeah. And I do like actual action RPGs, like I love the Mana series. I love Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia, really fun games.
Yeah.
I never played the third one, which I think was it called Terrax or something like that? It's got some Terra name. But there was a third game in that kind of like family of games. It's like a unofficial trilogy made by the same team where they just did not make the same game over and over again, but they were kind of all in the same style. It's so sad though that I'll talk about those games and a lot of people will have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm like, really, Illusion of Gaia was such a huge game when it came out. Like, my parents stood in line for it. We had an Illusion of Gaia t-shirt because it was like a launch party and everything.
All this felt like Final Fantasy clones and stuff like that, and Zelda clones. And so I never really got into them, but, the only things I really got into were things on the Game Boy, like Final Fantasy Adventure and Legends, Final Fantasy Legends, because those were things to do on vacation.
Yeah,
so when I was home, I was fully occupied Zelda and Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior.
Yeah, the sad part is I think Illusion of Gaia, but maybe the third one was better, but I just never got around to playing it. We never owned it. But Illusion of Gaia creams any other game like it on the SNES. It is probably the best game of that genre on the SNES. I love A Link to the Past. It's like my favorite Zelda game. Illusion of Gaia just destroys it. Now, obviously, A Link to the Past came out first, and they got to learn off of stuff like that. They also got to learn playing Soul Blazer, or making Soul Blazer. But this is also a game that they made after making a whole game that was similar to Zelda, and they made another one on the same system, so they had a lot of experience doing that. And as just an adventure game, it destroys it. It's like not even close.
Yeah. Well, I have some breaking news.
Breaking?
You ready for this? Crazy. The Lexar 1 terabyte micro SD express card is currently available on Amazon.
Oh, cool.
Just got a news about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really important news, but that's cool.
No, it's kind of important video game news if you got a Switch 2.
I don't think most people who have a Switch 2 care. Yet. They will, because I don't think, if they came from the Switch 1, I don't think they realize how big some of these games from other people who were compressing things for Switch 1 or holding off from not putting it on there, how big their games are going to be. Because if you're just coming from the original Switch, you barely had used any storage space at all.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because it just came out. I mean, they just released it in April. And this is the first time I've actually seen it for sale anywhere. So.
Okay. This gets me every time. How did this song end up in the list? Here we go. Move on to something else. So I like that remix. I don't want it in the background while we're talking. I don't need Kingdom Hearts Screamo death metal playing while we're talking. There we go. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to be in the background noise list. Get out of here. Oh, where were we?
Oh.
Storage. That's what we were talking about. How much does that cost anyway? I think you said they're back in stock.
It's $220.
That's too much. It's not worth it.
Probably right.
Let's just suffer with a few things a quarter the size, and we'll just switch them out as we need them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say that I tried selling the 512s that I managed to pick up, but it didn't sell. And then apparently immediately automatically went back on sale. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Fizz had a question again. He says, how come my two favorite games, Dishonored and XCOM, don't have many mods that allow me to experience new content? Can't tell you. Every player-based community is different. Modding takes skill and also desire, So it's going to vary from player base to player base. Maybe a lot of the people who play those games just don't have the desire to make that type of content.
I guess so.
Or the skill. That's another thing. They might have the desire, just they don't have the skill. And they're waiting on somebody else to make it, but they're all in the same boat and nobody's ever going to make it. Let's see. We have another one. This is actually kind of... I don't think it came out of nowhere. They did mention that they were going to be working on more. We just didn't realize it was going to happen this soon. But Once Upon a Katamari got its announcement trailer.
Yeah, and, I forgot because I thought I'd played some Katamari game before, but they released for free
We love Katamari.
We love Katamari, and I forgot how weird the tank controls are.
Mm-hmm.
The turning around is very strange. Like, it's just an odd game. But yeah, this one looks like Earth was destroyed and there's no more stars, so kind of starting over.
Yep. It's a time hopping journey that takes you through the Jurassic period, Ice Age, historic Japan, ancient Rome, and more.
Oh.
Because the king accidentally destroyed Earth, Moon, and countless other stars. Which, that's not out of the question for the lore. I mean, the king was also the reason all of the rest of space got destroyed in the past, except for, like, Earth. And even after the first game, when you look like what you managed to remake, it was, like, just the area around Earth. And he's like, oh, well, that won't do. Let's go make even more.
Yeah.
Very irresponsible king. I hope when the prince eventually does grow up and take his throne that he's way better than his dad. We find out the grandfather wasn't any better.
But I mean, I am assuming that it's pretty much same.
Oh yeah,
same.
More or less. It's a lot of the same stuff. There's a new multiplayer mode called Katamari Ball, where you can roll around with up to 4 players online. So that'll be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Try to roll each other up.
Yep. And there's items that can help you throughout your journey. There's like a magnet that can pull stuff. There's like a rocket that can send you flying forward, and a timer that can freeze objects in time. So it's more of the same and some.
Yeah.
Kind of like what people used to expect from a new entry of a game, It's like Banjo-Tooie from Banjo-Kazooie. You kind of like, you wanted everything that you had before, but maybe just a little bit more and some new things to do with it.
Yeah. I suppose.
I mean, we don't need you to reinvent the wheel every time you make a new game.
Yeah. I don't think that I would be super interested in actually purchasing it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the free one if I want to get my fix in of rolling things up.
Yeah. And for a lot of people, they just want to listen to the music. I think that is one of the biggest appeals, is the aesthetic and the music. Like, the weirdness is a big thing for people. But I think more people like listening to the soundtrack than playing the game, which is no shot at the game. I really like the game. But it's just how a lot of people are. We also got an announcement for Plants vs. Zombies Replanted is coming to Switch systems in October. I'm not a huge fan of Plants vs. Zombies. I did play through the original because I think it was like free to grab on Origin back in the day, like EA store. So I did play through the original Plants vs. Zombies a little later than most people did, but it's like, yeah, okay, I understand the appeal. It's just a form of tower defense with like different rows and waves and stuff like that. I don't think I'd ever play a Plants vs. Zombie game again, but for people who like those games, it's cool that it's coming to Switch. And I believe Replanted is the remaster of the original game, from what I'm seeing, with bonus stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I haven't heard great things about it, but I guess some people like it.
Oh, Plants vs. Zombies is extremely popular.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Though I think maybe like the best game that you could do with Plants vs. Zombies is I can't remember the name of it, but Was that just what Plants vs. Zombie 2 was? Or there was a Team Fortress style game of Plants vs. Zombies at one point. And that was, I'm not into like arena, or I like arena shooters. I'm not into like hero shooters that are in arenas. But I thought that game was more fun than Team Fortress 2 was, for however shortly lived it was. So that was cool.
Yeah. That's pretty neat. I guess that hadn't been on Switch before.
No.
Remember it?
Maybe the original version of Plant vs. Zombie, but Replanted hasn't been on Switch. And maybe it's because of the way they made it. Knowing EA, who's really bad at optimizing anything, it probably just would not run on Switch. And they were saving it for like Switch 2. I don't know if it's on Switch 1 as well. It says Switch Systems. But I wouldn't be surprised if like EA made it in a way that it just had memory leaks or something and just kept crashing on the original Switch.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's see. Hollow Knight Silksong was again missing from the Nintendo Direct. That was something everybody had to point out. Especially since it's getting really close to when it's supposed to come out. Like, they've already said that it wasn't coming out, I think, this year again. Right? Even though it was supposed to come out this year in the original Switch 2 Nintendo Direct. That they even said, like, oopsie, we might take a little bit longer. And at this point, we're wondering if their entire thing is just edging everybody on.
Entirely possible.
Yeah. I think if it doesn't come out by spring of next year, everybody should just give up hope on Silksong. I don't even care if they give us another trailer.
Yeah. I think I have the original, and I just have not really gotten into it. So.
Oh, I think Fizz was asking this about Plants vs. Zombies. Is it a freemium game, or do you get everything you pay for? It is a premium game. You buy it and you unlock everything.
Yeah, I guess so. Because like the original Plants vs. Zombies, well, I've played recently the original one, and they've totally just utterly fucked it up. I mean, it's
oh yeah,
constant ads, constant, and just it's like the second one was bad because half of the plants were you had to buy real money. And they basically just monetized the crap out of the first one, and it's just like, oh, this game isn't even fun anymore. You have to watch a fucking ad after every single round. It's crazy.
Yeah, you don't think I didn't though, and I think it's when I picked it up, there was at one point a premium version of Plants vs. Zombies that was available on the Origin store that just had everything. And I think I got that version during a very short window that it was free. So I kind of rugged out. I don't remember. Because I know there was a free-to-play version of the first one as well.
Yeah. And you can get all the plants.
Yeah. But they were trying to sell you like outfits, and it was also ads and ads and ads, yeah.
Oh, outfits? I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, there was like an outfit for the sunflower and a couple of the other characters too.
That's new. But I just remember the second one was even worse because it was just like, okay, there's all these cool looking plants.
Yeah.
That you probably want, but you could only buy them with money. You couldn't earn them as you played the game. It was a cool game. It had a lot of potential, but it was just like
I don't even remember when I played it.
Mega monetized.
It has to be like maybe a decade since I've played it. Like I think that's probably when I picked it up.
Yeah, that and Angry Birds. To remember those.
I never played Angry Birds.
Really?
Ever. No.
Wow.
Didn't seem appealing to me. I think I maybe watched somebody play Angry Birds once when I was like babysitting a kid. I think they were playing. Yeah, I was babysitting a kid and they were playing it the worst way possible. So like there was lag. They were playing it on a Roku with a Roku remote.
What? Okay.
Yeah, because you could play like games like that, and it's like, why are you playing this game like this? And it's because it's the only way they could. They didn't, like their mom didn't drop off their tablet with them or anything, right? Their iPad. So it's like the Roku had Angry Birds on it, so they wanted to play Angry Birds. I'm like, okay, as long as you're not hurting yourself, that's all that matters. But yeah, I've never played it myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Why, you play Angry Birds back when it was newer?
I used to. Yeah, all the time. Everything. Absolutely. Yep.
I've also never played the original Flappy Bird.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've been forced to play it a couple times. I say forced to play. There's been a couple like web events for Hoyo games where they've basically made it Flappy Bird. So it's like I've played the game conceptually, but I've never actually played Flappy Bird. And if they weren't holding like Primo Gems or something behind that web event, I wouldn't even have played that. It's like dangling the carrot in front of you. He's like, you're gonna play our web event. It's like, yes, because I put the freaking in-game currency. Speaking of, actually, I don't know if there is too much else to talk about from that partner event. Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection was announced, but I'm not interested in Monster Hunter Stories. I don't know if anybody who watches this is either or you. So we could probably skip over that. I was going to talk about the fact that the Genshin Summer event has just started like a day or two ago. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. I know I'm like the only person in her circles that actually plays Genshin anymore, or any of these games. But if there's one thing Genshin always does well, they never drop it, is the summer events, ever since the first one they've done. Every single one has been great. A lot of people who don't even play the game will reinstall it just for the summer event. Especially because most of the time, they make it to where you don't have to be caught up with the story. You could just skip straight to the summer event. Doesn't matter. Of course, most of the summer events are temporary. So I think that's part of the reason why it doesn't matter. It's like they're just going to delete that area afterwards. If you're not clued in on the story, oh well, right? This one, though, is in a permanent part of the map. That's if the far side of Natlan. So even after the event is done and you can't get the event-specific awards, you can still go and get all the exploration stuff in that area, and you can permanently enjoy it. And it's a very fun area. It's basically just like this theme park off on the far side of the Nation of War. It's like kind of somewhat Disneyland, somewhat water park. It's like if Disneyland and God, what's the one I used to go to as a kid that I don't really like anymore? The Hurricane Alley? Was that the name of it? Hurricane Harbor. That was it. Hurricane Harbor. It's like if going to Six Flags and Hurricane Harbor at the same time. That's kind of what it is. Yeah. I never really liked Hurricane Harbor. That's why it's hard for me to remember the name. I'd rather just go over to Six Flags. I'm not much of a water park person. But Hurricane Harbor is Six Flags water park that's like right next to it. But you're just there. They've got like these little Momotu guys that you can possess. You could go inside and body them, and they have like all of the Natlan travel mechanics wrapped up into one little thing. So you're just like going up walls, zipping around, webbing around like Spider-Man and stuff, doing all these like little mini games and events everywhere. It's a really, really fun event, and I would definitely recommend anybody who used to be into Genshin but dropped it to maybe just reinstall it for the summer event and then uninstall it again afterwards. You will not have a bad time just playing the summer event. It's really good. That and I know a lot of old players like Bennett, because Bennett was one of the original characters you could get in the game, but who's still like one of the best characters in the game as far as like putting him on your team. He's just a standard 4-star character, and every meta team comp for clearing the rotating game modes involve Bennett being on one of the teams. But he's just like this happy-go-lucky guy that wants to go on an adventure and has really bad luck, like horrendously, like cursed by the gods level of luck. And this summer event is about him visiting Natland and actually having, from his perspective, really good luck for a change. So that's pretty neat, especially for like old people that haven't played in forever, but they know who Bennett is because you meet him near the beginning of the game. You get to see this guy actually have like a good streak for a while. It's really funny when he's going through like his travel diary, because he keeps a travel journal, and the reason he has good luck, he's writing like, birds did not attack me and steal my sandwich today. I did not fall into a puddle today, and stuff like that. It causes your character to even like tear up. Like that is really good luck for you, Bennett. Yeah. But that's fun. It's not over yet either. It's one of those things where things unlock progressively. So if you're a person that you just want to knock it all out at once, maybe wait until next Monday. I think everything will be unlocked by next week. There's still things I only got to do day 1, and it's gonna lock like every other day. So today I'll be able to do the second batch of stuff. But you come in maybe next week sometime, knock it all out, have a stellar time, and then you can go back to hating on Genshin or whatever. A lot of people hate on Genshin. I don't get that, you know? I don't hate on a lot of games, you know? There's some games, you could even call it bad. That's still fine. That's subjective. But, like, to really just spend the energy hating on something, it's like, don't you have better things? Go play a game you like instead of hating on a game, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to see. I did have other things pulled. I have a lot of stuff pulled up. Oh, actually, yes. So while the HD 2D remakes for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 will not be getting any update path for from Switch 1 to Switch 2, Dragon Quest 3 will be getting a free Switch 2 upgrade if you already own it on Switch 1.
Really?
Yes, which I know you do. So, like, you can just pop it in, and boom, it'll start downloading the upgrade. I'm trying to see when it's coming out. I think they gave a date for it. No, they didn't give a date, but it's new. It's going to be soon.
What's in the upgrade?
I think it's mostly, like, it's just resolution, I think. There's a trailer for it, but yeah, it really just sounds like it's making the game prettier and run better. That's all the upgrade is. But still, you know, prettier and run better. Why not? If it's free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beats having to buy the game again.
Yeah. But so when the 1 and 2 come out, are there going to be?
It's going to be the same case.
Non-free upgrade?
Where it's, you have to just, the same case as Octopath, where you just go buy the version you want.
Okay, so there's no upgrade path.
So far, there's no upgrade path for it at all.
Well, that's not out for a while, so hopefully I'll have a Switch 2 so I can get the upgraded one. Definitely getting it, but...
Though, if it's going to be like Octopath Traveler, maybe you have to look to see whether they're doing the game key card or not, because you might just be getting it digitally anyway, right?
Yeah. I suppose so. Ugh. Okay.
There was another thing unrelated to that, because we do have a few unrelated things. Apparently, itch.io is reaching out to other payment processors following the bans of adult games. Obviously, right now, they've suspended the ability to pay with Stripe for 18-plus content for the foreseeable future. And we don't know where it's going to lead, but... Where is it? There was a specific quote in here. Yeah, they said they're reaching out to other payment processors that are more willing to work with this kind of content. So they're trying to find alternatives. Maybe soon, until they can find a cash-based or like an actual currency-based processor that will accept payments for not safe for work games and things of that sort, that maybe people are just going to have to start paying for it with like cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I guess so. I saw where, well, somewhat related, because there's also been laws or talk of laws about checking ages and Newgrounds.
Oh, YouTube is going to start doing that in August.
Yeah. Well, Newgrounds has an interesting method, and it's basically just looking at their own records and saying, how long have you had this account? And have you ever paid for anything with a credit card? Have you ever paid anything with a check card?
Newgrounds is really good about it. They've always been good about this, even before everybody's been reliant on algorithms. Like, they basically just did it all the old-fashioned way. And the cool thing about Newgrounds is you cannot see adult or even M-rated content unless you log in. Like, it's just not available on the site unless you log in. You have to have an adult account. There used to be 2 different checks, I think. I don't know if it's still this way. But when you first made an account, there used to be like a check for, yes, I'm older than 13. And then also like, yes, I'm an adult, right? I haven't made an account since 2018. I don't know if that's still the case. Actually didn't even bother to pay attention if it was the case in 2018. I just remember that being the case when I made my first account back in 2006, which I do still have access to. I don't think that account will ever get flagged for anything because it was made back in 2006.
Yeah. Well,
but
it still has a year to go, though, because basically they are saying if you've had your account for at least 10 years, they are assuming you're 18.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I made that account when I was 14, almost 15, because I would have been 15 at the end of that year. And it's because when I was younger, it's not that it didn't occur to me that you could lie about your age on the internet. It just didn't occur to me that there was any reason to lie about your age on the internet. So I didn't bother to make an account until after I was already over 13. But since I was waiting, I completely forgot for like a whole year.
No, wait. Did you say 2006 or 2016?
No, 2006. It's almost 20 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, I made it all back in the aughts.
Yeah,
no, that account's fine.
Then, I think in the UK, you can't have a credit card until you're 18, I believe. So
I don't know the laws on that. Maybe.
That's what I read, and so they basically say if you've ever paid with a credit card,
you should just be fine anyway.
It counts you as 18. You can't have a debit card until you're 16. So basically, if you've used the card more than 2 years ago, it's all this amazing logic stuff, common sense.
Yeah. Well, especially because even if those laws are in place for that, it's like, well, it could be your parents' debit or credit card, but it means some adult was involved on the way, even if you stole it. And at that point, the onus should really be on bad parenting.
Yeah. Or just parents who are okay with it.
Yeah, well, depending on the case, that might still be bad parenting, but you have to allow for some level of bad parenting in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand why it's these companies' jobs to parent your children for you. But,
Oh, it's not. They always say it's about protecting the children, and that's why like Newgrounds' way of doing things makes perfect sense if you actually care about the children, which I know Fulp does. That's why their policy has always worked this way, right? But these guys, it's about control. It's about controlling adults. It's not about protecting children.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they said basically if you don't qualify based on those other things, all you have to do is pay like some small fee. I imagine like less than $1 on a credit card, and then they're like, okay, well, you have a credit card, so you're 18. Specifically in the UK.
I know there's already groups that are starting to make legal action based on this, though. Especially there is I'm trying to remember which group it was. It was like maybe it was a game company, but there's like a U.S. company that is trying to make a lawsuit against like the UK itself or like the sub-organization that's causing those type of problems, since they're one of the ones that started this, because their decisions should not be able to affect U.S. citizens, and they are right now. That doesn't mean that you can't have local protections or like maybe a pop-up that only comes up in that country. But right now, some of their decisions are affecting other countries. And it's like, well, you're going to have to be a little more specific on your provisions, because you're not allowed to affect companies that are outside of your country, just how they can operate in your country.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Although I am seeing a lot of pushback against MasterCard and Visa. Apparently.
Yeah. People are pissing off their customer service, who has no control over this, but make enough noise, and that's what they're trying to do. But they just keep calling in, and it's like, yeah, you're calling the wrong people. Yeah.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? I mean, they're the only.
You can't get a hold of execs.
Yeah. So I don't know what else you can do.
Road trip and pick it outside of their headquarters.
I don't even know. Are their headquarters even in the United States? I don't even know.
They have to at least have a local branch.
They do?
Yeah.
MasterCard and Visa?
They have to have some type of local operating branch here.
Oh, you mean local, meaning in the country?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have to have a branch in the country no matter what.
I just don't. It's so bizarre. I mean, I guess the problem is that
yes, in San Francisco,
these tiny groups. I'm guessing the companies just flat out agree with them because they got 1,000 calls from this one group, and then they're cracking down on adult video games. And then they get like 100,000 or who knows how many, 200,000 calls from everyone else, and they're telling them to F off. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Why did you comply with this group that called you 1,000 times, but you're not going to comply with this group that calls you 1,000 times 1,000?
Yeah.
I mean,
so in Visa, you're actually hitting it entirely close to home. Their main international headquarter, the original Visa one, is in San Francisco, California. And you could hit two birds with one stone. Same like area, like an area code over. PayPal is in San Jose, right? Because it's all like the Silicon Valley guys. So you could go and physically picket and protest and yell at Visa and PayPal in the same day if you wanted to.
Where's MasterCard?
MasterCard is in Harrison, New York. So on the other side of the country. And American Express, who has not been a problem yet. We don't currently have an issue with American Express, but we need to keep watch on them, is in NYC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where Stripes is, who they are a big problem. But really, Stripes only a problem because they're listening to
Stripes
Visa and MasterCard. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Because they're a private company.
That's the thing. Yeah, and I had this conversation where I don't.
But they're also in San Francisco.
There's different tiers, right?
Yeah.
There's payment processors like Stripe and PayPal and Square. There's one called Electronic Merchant Systems that they use with Authorize.net. And then there's like these backbone companies where everyone, like Stripe, uses Visa and MasterCard and Discover and stuff. Like they don't. I don't quite understand how it works, but these other ones are like huge, like underpinning, like backbone companies, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not, if Stripe is doing something, it's probably because MasterCard's telling them.
Oh, it's definitely. Absolutely because of that.
They're not a MasterCard. They don't actually do the...
I would even say it's actually more because of Visa than anything. Even though MasterCard is just as big of a problem as Visa overall. But with Stripe, I think it's more Visa. Just because with the certain people involved in these, there's more overlap with Visa and Stripe. Especially because they're all San Francisco companies, too. They all think the same way. Like they're in San Francisco. You think these companies don't think the same way?
Yeah. And then there's there's newer ones that are also like at that level, like Discover, right? So Discover is a true,
or like Capital One.
Processor. Yeah. No, not Capital One.
Oh, Capital One wouldn't be the same as Discover? Well, don't they have their own
because...
separate cards that don't use Master or Visa, or does Capital One use MasterCard or Visa?
No. I have a Capital One card. And
I always thought they had their own card.
Remember? No.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like, almost nobody does. Like, it's either MasterCard or Visa or Discover. I'm here. I thought I had it with me. Anyway. Yeah, no. Capital One is either MasterCard or Visa, typically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking through cards in my wallet, and I'm like, okay, that's a Visa, that's a MasterCard. Like, none of these are, like, their own thing. It's a MasterCard. My debit card is a Visa. Here's a... Okay, so the American Express is another one.
Yeah, I had American Express. And I know, I remember specifically that they are their own thing, because there were some places that wouldn't take American Express due to the holdover time before a charge processes.
Well, plus they charge higher fees.
Yeah. But like one of the bigger one was some places are fine with the fees. It's the fact that it'll take sometimes up to 48 hours for a charge to go through. I know that was a big reason that I was constant. Like people would tell me, "Yeah, we don't take the charge because of the holdover time." Yeah. Usually it's smaller local businesses because that affects them directly. They're like, "Yeah, we can't."
I was trying to find, I work for a company that deals with this kind of stuff actually.
Yeah.
And then we have a list somewhere that I was trying to find. But, I won't keep you like... Somewhere around here we have a list of like all of these sort of...
services and processors and stuff.
Or, like actual clearinghouses or whatever you call them. Because like Diners Club, one that I don't know if it even still exists, but like, I was around in my, like in the 70s.
Yeah.
And that was a competitor to MasterCard and Visa. There were Diners Club cards that were not anything else. Just Diners. And there's other, there's a Chinese one. And there's a, where they have list. At any rate. Yeah, they have too much power. And the real problem is that they have power over government.
Yeah.
I mean, they have, because governments, they hold a lot of debt, even for the U.S. Basically, the U.S. put their debt on, Visa, on a Visa. Yeah, Diners Club, here it is. JCB is one. Carte Blanche must be a French.
Sounds French.
Yeah, Interac is Union Pay. One called Stored Value. Yeah, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover.
Yeah, it was always painful using an American Express. I loved the card and the service overall, which they're closing it down. It was an American Express Serve card, and they're closing Serve down. I don't know if they're doing something else instead of Serve, but I keep getting emails that they're closing it down, and it's fine. There's no money on that account. I haven't used it in years, but it was cool. I got it for free, no service charges at all on my end anyway. Or there was no like. What was the word? There was no like annual fees or like membership charges, like you having like a membership at a bank or something like that, because I was in Texas, and Texas was like one of 3 or 4 states that didn't have any charges for that. So I basically had a free digital bank account, and I got bonuses from it too because I signed up through Riot's program, League of Legends. So I had like Vi from League of Legends on the car, and it gave me like a fuck ton of RP, the Riot points, to use in game just for signing up. I got so much free shit and a free bank account for like a decade. I was like, cool. This was a really good opportunity. It still sucked though because it was an American Express card, and there's just more limits using American Express anywhere off the internet than any other card. But it was still nice to functionally have like a free digital bank account. That was before I started doing business banking with PayPal or anything like that. I still have the card somewhere. It's like a little memento.
Yeah.
Fizz says Melinda Rice is the name of the woman leading the censorship. Well, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what her name is or who the person is. Because A, if you get rid of her, there are more people that are just going to take her place. And B, the actual problem are the people that are capitulating to her. So we have to go to them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, finding a way to, like, ruin that person's life, which I don't really like ruining anybody's life, but if they're that horrible, I'm also not against it. But, like, ruining that person's life doesn't actually solve any problems. It's like the Hydra, you know? You cut off one head and 2 more spawn. You got to go to the source. And the source are the people who listen to people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. But people are fighting back, so that's good.
Yeah. And especially like a Hydra too, when you do something like that, when you start giving too much attention to those people, you do make the problem worse than it was, instead of just going straight to the source. If I can remember, it's like people like Anita Sarkeesian and stuff like that, where nobody gave them attention before, but when people started giving them attention, they were able to start leveraging that attention, which moved them into like bigger stations in society and even talking in front of the EU and stuff like that, you know? Or who was it? Was it Quinn that ended up as like a congressman for a bit or something like that? Like, you can't give these people any actual attention. There's one of the people from like the other side of Gamergate ended up like being a congressman or like a representative for a little bit, like in the House of Reps. Can't remember exactly who it was.
I don't know. Couldn't have been Zoe Quinn.
No, it probably wasn't Quinn, but somebody. It was somebody who was.
Yeah.
I know Zoe Quinn did work for Vertigo for a little bit, though, and made that awful Goddess Mode book.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't give people like this attention because it's that term. There's no such thing as bad press. You give them negative attention and they leverage it. The better thing to do is to attack the root of the problem.
Well, before we sign off,
because it is that time.
Today, yeah, almost. Well, yeah, I guess it is. Today was the launch day for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Maybe it was Brianna Wu that was involved in that for a bit. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, that sounds more right. But yeah, Ragebound. Ragebound looks really cool. We've talked about that before. That was also mentioned in the direct, but I didn't feel like we needed to talk about it in that section. Yeah. If you want to talk about it now, we can.
That looks cool. Well, I mean, you know, we got to wrap up, but there was something else I felt like that came out today, but I can't. Oh yeah, you sent it to me. It didn't come out today yet, or it didn't come out yet, but
oh, the Shantae had another trailer.
Yeah, Way Forward. Yeah, Way Forward is launching a digital version of their long lost Shantae Advance Risky Revolution on August 19th.
Yeah, with like really cool transformations based on like the elements and stuff. So like the fire, electricity, all kinds of cool things. They first put a trailer for it, I think was in May of this year. But this is like the full final official launch trailer for when it's going to go live soon.
I'm definitely not getting the physical copy because that's being sold through
limited run
games. But the digital copy or the digital version is going to come out later this month for everything.
Yeah, and while it'd be cool to have like a classic physical version of it, because I know they are doing like a GBA or whatever version. At this point, I own all the Shantae stuff digitally anyway. Like, I think I'd rather just put it into the collection of digital games.
Yeah.
Multiple times, too. Like, I think I've got, like,
me.
all of them on Steam and Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I've not beaten all of them, but I've really enjoyed all of them except the original. The original...
I love the original. It's got its own charm. It's harder because it's clunkier. I think that's the main reason it's harder is because it's clunkier. But
yeah,
I like it. I boot it up on my 3DS every so often because that's where I happen to own that one. Okay. Anyway, that is the show. Thank you guys for coming. If you enjoy it, please share it out with your friends. Get more people in here. We'll have a really good time. You can even watch it afterwards over on YouTube if that's not where you're watching it now for some reason. I think most people watch this on YouTube anyway. But it's always there waiting for you. And if you enjoyed it, whether you're here in the present or watching this in the future, you can always give a donation to streamlabs.com/vomitoringlive. It actually goes straight to my PayPal. Really helps us out. And we'll see you guys no later than Monday.
All right. See ya.